Today, Donald Trump took the stage at a rally in Pennsylvania, delivering a speech filled with bold reflections on his time in office, his achievements, and, unsurprisingly, his continued grievances over the 2020 election. The former president once again voiced his belief that he should have never left the White House after losing to Joe Biden, a statement that, while intended to fire up his base, is sparking both support and backlash. Trump's speech centered on what he views as his administration's greatest accomplishments and a vision for what he aims to bring back. "We did a great job. We had the best economy ever," he said to roaring applause. Trump pointed to his administration's work on job creation, tax cuts, and policies he believes fueled unprecedented economic growth. Citing low unemployment rates and rising wages, he claimed these were signs of an economy he describes as the best in history. Immigration was also a key point in Trump's remarks. He proudly highlighted the construction of over 500 miles of border wall, calling it a significant step toward securing the U.S.-Mexico border. He noted that, "We had the safest border at the time he left office," a statement he used to criticize current immigration policies. The former president continues to emphasize his commitment to law and order at the border, citing record lows in illegal crossings under his administration, a talking point designed to appeal to the security concerns of many Americans. The issue of border security, of course, remains contentious. Supporters argue that his policies were essential in reducing illegal immigration and prioritizing American jobs and safety. Critics, however, view his border wall and associated policies as divisive and costly, raising concerns about the treatment of migrants and the humanitarian impact. Nonetheless, the topic remains central to Trump's 2024 campaign as he leverages this debate to contrast his administration's policies with those of the current administration. But Trump's remarks today weren't solely focused on policy. He also took time to rail against what he calls fake news. In a tone both sarcastic and accusatory, he stated that all we really have over here is the fake news, blaming mainstream media for distorting his image and minimizing his accomplishments. He joked that someone would have to shoot through the fake news to get to him, laughingly claiming he wouldn't mind that so much. While his comments were likely meant as humor, the reference to violence struck a controversial note, especially given Trump's often tense relationship with the press. These comments come amidst a week of increasingly inflammatory rhetoric from Trump, whose campaign team has been working to clarify and temper some of his statements. When asked about these comments, Trump advisor Stephen Chung attempted to reframe the situation, claiming that Trump's intentions had been misunderstood and that his criticism of the media wasn't meant to incite harm. Still, many believe these remarks add to Trump's pattern of using confrontational language that may risk being misinterpreted. As with many Trump rallies, this event wasn't without off-the-cuff moments. He repeated grievances against several political opponents, including Democratic leaders and media figures he believes have been part of a witch hunt against him. The atmosphere at the rally suggested that his base remains enthusiastic, but Trump's team is aware that some of his statements may not resonate as well with broader audiences. The rally stage became a mix of policy points, grievances, and nostalgic reflections, creating an appeal to longtime supporters while polarizing critics. As the rally continued, Trump's messaging became more explicit in pushing for voter turnout. With Election Day fast approaching, he urged his followers to show up at the polls, especially targeting certain demographic groups. He emphasized that it's more important than ever for his supporters to vote, knowing that a strong turnout from traditionally Trump-supporting groups could be pivotal for his 2024 run. Trump's campaign is focusing its attention on working-class white men and the elderly, but it also acknowledges a significant challenge: appealing to women voters. Over the past week, Trump has spoken about the need to attract more female supporters, though his polarizing rhetoric remains a point of contention for this demographic. However, the issue that may resonate most with voters is his continued skepticism over election integrity. In Pennsylvania, Trump wasted no time casting doubt on the upcoming election, a strategy that's become a hallmark of his campaign narrative. He once again invoked claims of widespread fraud in the 2020 election, a claim consistently debunked by numerous investigations and court rulings. Trump used this opportunity to question the legitimacy of mail-in ballots and absentee voting, particularly in battleground states. His words reflect not only his own doubts, but also seem designed to instill a similar sense of skepticism among his supporters, setting the stage for potential challenges if results aren't in his favor. Georgia has already seen legal challenges and disputes over absentee ballots, as Republicans attempt to limit ballot acceptance over the weekend leading up to Election Day. Trump's base seems well prepared for similar issues, with legal teams and supporters on standby to contest any perceived irregularities. The tight margins expected in states like Georgia and Pennsylvania could make these challenges decisive, potentially leading to a drawn-out process similar to what we witnessed in 2020. Trump's willingness to cast doubt on the electoral process underscores his belief that without extensive scrutiny, the integrity of the election remains compromised. Today's rally showcased Trump's blend of confidence and grievance, with an unmistakable appeal to law and order that resonates deeply with his base. The question, however, is whether this strategy will work to win over undecided voters or those who may feel uneasy about his confrontational style. As always, Trump's rhetoric is aimed at rallying his most dedicated supporters while challenging critics to look past his words to his policies. As we inch closer to the final days before the election, Trump's campaign is hoping that voters will weigh their decision on whether they felt better off 4 years ago. But with the tone of his remarks becoming increasingly personal and combative, voters are also being asked to consider another question. Is the country ready for another Trump term, complete with all the drama and controversy that comes with it? If you want to stay informed on this and all the latest in political news, make sure to subscribe to our channel. We'll be following every key development as the race to Election Day unfolds, bringing you in-depth, balanced analysis. Hit that notification bell so you never miss an update, and thanks for tuning in.